Okay, so Pokemon Day 2025 is quite literally just around the corner. It is this month. So I am going to be doing some predictions on a style of a bingo card. 9 predictions, let's go. So here's the bingo card. Obviously it's played out for yourself now, but we've got easy, medium and hard. And I'm going to judge if it's a good Pokemon Day 2025 based off this bingo card. If we get any hard, then guaranteed brilliant Pokemon Day. 1 medium, 2 medium maybe. Like, if it doesn't get all easy, then it's absolute failure. If you do enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. It's really appreciated and it really helps out. It's been a little while since I posted Pokemon content on this channel, but hopefully with more Pokemon news coming up and hopefully a Pokemon game soon, we'll see the return of Pokemon on the Unknown Alias channel. Starting things off on the easy column, we're going to start off with Pokemon Legends Z to A news. It has to be. It's been around a year that we've actually had news on Pokemon Legends Z to A. If we don't get at least a new trailer, we need a release date, and we need the starter Pokemon as a minimum, because we've had nothing, then it's ridiculous. We've waited a year and we haven't even had a second trailer. No gameplay trailer, no release date, not even the starter Pokemon. We've got no information on the games, no confirmed information on the games, apart from what we've already seen. Moving on over, quite an easy one, has to come in for it. I don't particularly care for it. It's a Pokemon Cafe remix update. They do it every single time. I don't know if anyone actually plays the game, to be honest with yourself. Surely they do if they keep getting bloody updates and stuff like that. People have to be playing this game. But myself, I personally never touched it. But they're probably going to bring a new update to the game. Couldn't tell you what for. I've never played the game. But it's in every single Pokemon Presents, every Pokemon Day since it's been released. So, Pokemon Cafe remake updates, new events, coming 2025. And finally, a Pokemon Go update. Once again, a bit like Cafe remakes, except probably a little bit more popular. I think a Pokemon Go update would be quite cool, especially if they just brought in Gigantamax and stuff like that, or just a pretty big update bringing in all bit different features. They always bring in Pokemon Go, although it's been about 9 years since the game was released now. It's well past its prime, but people still love it. I play it occasionally, so once again, another easy prediction. To start off, I think relatively easily, I think there's going to be an update/event for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, including the trio for Kalos, and I think we're going to have a legendary trio event. If it's some Terror Raids, probably, maybe not actually. We've had Greninja, but I think they'll have some sort of event to basically hype up the release of Pokemon Legends Z to A, even if it is, I know they've been doing outbreaks on that game, something like around that area, or maybe a little mini side story, something cool to really drum up hype for these games to come out. Hopefully they do something like that, because like that would get me back into Scarlet and Violet, and I absolutely do not like those games at all. So I think that would be a great way to get people back into the games before, back into Pokemon before the new release. Another one for myself that I'm not particularly bothered about, but a new Pokemon anime update. The last one that I remember was Pokemon Horizons. Once again, didn't really watch it. I haven't seen it. They got rid of Ash, so that's instantly gone from my point of view. But I feel like they're going to have quite a decent, probably a new series in a sense, a new season update. Brilliant season 2 or whatever it's going to be of Pokemon Horizons, or if they update the name, for example. I think that's a pretty decent guess. I don't think they'll necessarily release a movie. It's been about 5 years since a movie's been released now, but a new season for Pokemon Horizons, or whatever they want to call it, I think is going to be like maybe at the start, something simple, something small, and something basically just to kick off the event. Something big now, I'm going to be going for old Pokemon games ports to the Nintendo Switch. I'm talking specifically the Generation 3 games. Yeah, Gen 1, Gen 2 were ported onto the DS, the 3DS, back in about 2013 or so, because I've got Pokemon Yellow. That was towards the lifespan, the end of the lifespan regarding the Nintendo 3DS, so I wouldn't be surprised to see where it was the end lifespan of Nintendo Switch, so I wouldn't be surprised to see these games ported onto the Nintendo Switch before it is eventually moved on. But I think it would still be cool nonetheless. Think of the amount of sales they'd get with Emerald specifically. I think it's an easy thing they can do to make a shit ton of money. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did this at all. Starting off with Pokemon Black and White remakes. Now, This is something that people have been calling for now, basically since Brilliant Diamond, Shine and Pearl have come out. People have been like, we need Pokemon Black and White remakes, and I do agree. I think this is something they can most certainly look at announcing for this year. I wouldn't be surprised if they hopefully, touch wood, that they release Pokemon Legends at a relatively early, maybe, April. Give it, maybe 2 months to bring a pipe. Bring it out in April. Festive release, Christmas release, bring out Pokemon Black and White remakes, even if it's a case of issuing it out to a third-party company like they did with BSPD. We had Ilka, and I think Ilka have hopefully learned from their mistakes in regards to what they did with BSPD. They just didn't remake Platinum, they chose Black and White, they chose Diamond and Pearl, which was such a stupid mistake. Apart from, if it was Platinum, it would have been absolutely fantastic games. And I'll die on that sword. Unfortunately, they remade Diamond and Pearl, which even back then, they weren't great games. It's Platinum that everyone loves. So, if they remake Pokemon Black and White, specifically Black and White 2, because they were the better two out of the franchise, out of the Black and White Unova era. It was Black and White 2 that people love, and me specifically as well. So, if they release Pokemon Black and White 2 specific remakes, then I think we are in for a hell of a remake, and that would really, that would hype me back up, like, because I'm a bit low on Pokemon. 2024 was such a boring year for Pokemon, so that would most certainly bring back the hype. This is probably one that I'm the probably only person in the world that wants to see, but I want to see Pokemon Let's Go Johto. I love the Let's Go games, and I love Johto. It's my favorite region, so personally, this is the one for me. If they release this game, I'm getting this release day. I'm streaming it for 10 hours on the day. I would love that game, please. There are some other reasons I want this game, not just selfish reasons. Like Johto itself, it's the game that really started a Pokemon story. You have a lot of unanswered questions in Johto. Like, there's quite a lot in that game. The story about how the burnt tower burnt down, Lugia and Ho-Oh. There's so much in those games that just have basically been unanswered. It doesn't necessarily have to be Let's Go games. I just think that's the most realistic way we're going to get remakes of the Johto again. Something that can, in a sense, kind of really bring fans back in, but I also don't think they should be classed as mainline games. I think that would be borderline suicide. It should be definitely as a spin-off games. Finishing off, I'm going for Detective Pikachu 2, the movie. Now, I think this one is something, once again, a lot of people do want to see. The first film did very well. It grossed a shit ton of money. The ratings itself weren't bad at all. Ryan Reynolds was in the film. I mean, wouldn't you just love to see Ryan Reynolds back in a Pokemon film? Obviously, the games had just come out about a year or two ago. The Pokemon Detective Pikachu 2, I'm pretty sure the game's out now. I would love to see at least some sort of teaser, maybe just something to say, we are listening. Like, these films, they're not forgotten about. The first one did so well, why wouldn't you? And Pokemon have got enough bloody money. Pokemon have got enough money to cast Ryan Reynolds again. They've got enough money to cast any half that cast again. I don't see why Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu 2, sorry, Detective Pikachu 2 isn't something that should be done, and I think it would do absolute numbers. I think it would be a proper success. So, there are 9 squares there. If we can get at least, I'd say 6, I would consider it a good Pokemon day. Depending on, the 6 aren't just, obviously, all of the easy ones, and then all of the medium ones. Like, it would be okay at that point. I think for it to be a good Pokemon day, we need something on the caliber of something on the hard. A new game. Something we weren't expecting. So, what do you think is going to happen on Pokemon Day 2025? Let me know in the comments below. And when it does happen, I will release a short reacting to Pokemon Day 2025. So stay tuned. Goodbye.